Hi everyone and welcome back to a brand new piercing video. Now I'm going to be doing something different with this piercing FAQ one today. Instead of asking questions that I get quite frequently, the one thing I am going to be doing on this one is answering your questions directly from Twitter. So I put a tweet out and I said, ask me some questions regarding piercings and modifications that you'd like to know, and I'm going to answer them now. However, one thing that I do get asked all the time that I am going to be doing in this one is, what do you look like with no piercings? So I'm going to do this entire video with no piercings in. This is going to be bizarre. And there we go. Now this is so weird. I've not had to take my piercings out for work for such a long time that seeing myself like this now, like I've not done it since the first time I did in that video, and that was like January, I think it was, a long time ago now. I can't undo my nose piercing, so I'm gonna have to like go to my piercer and like get them to take it off. I've never tried to take it off before, so it's weird. My dermal conch isn't completely healed yet, so I can't really take this one out like for a long period of time, so I thought I'd just leave that one in. Nevertheless, let's get on with the video. Oh, this is so weird. How about a Prince Albert? There is no way in hell would I ever let a needle go near my penis. I just couldn't even imagine having anything down there. It must hurt so much. I don't know, I'd be too scared if something went wrong and then you couldn't get erections anymore, or like you were like weeing weird or something. Like, no, no. What is the most insane piercing you've ever seen / heard of? So I'm actually going to be doing a video soon about sort of like scary modifications. So I'm going to put this in here, just a little bonus Easter egg. It is crucifixion piercings. Now, I don't even want to add a photo of this because it's so grotesque. But let's just say hand needle through. You can wait for the scariest piercings for that one. For how long after getting a piercing should you keep cleaning your piercing twice a day? Me, personally, I do it for about a month. I do twice a day with salt water, morning and night. After that, I just do it once and then have like a shower and then wash it in the shower. And then after like the second month, I then just wash it in the shower. Really, until your piercing's completely healed, you should keep doing it. I just know by now how my body reacts to things. So for me, I don't worry too much about that kind of stuff. But if a piercing is giving me a little bit more grief or like doesn't want to heal as well, I then obviously have to wait a little bit longer. Most painful ear and most painful face piercing. So the most painful facial piercing I had was my eyebrow piercing. That hurt so much. Like literally, it was it bled for ages and I got like a big black eye afterwards. It was horrible. I'd love to get it done again. Most painful ear piercing was my anti-tragus piercing. So this one here, because it's such a thick bit of cartilage, like the piercer really had to shove it through hard. What's the best way to clean behind your ears and keep your piercings clean? So I mean, shower head, we've got like one that sort of detaches from it and you sort of use it as like a wand. I don't know what the right word is to use. And it's really powerful. So spraying the water like around my ears and around the back really cleans them really well because the jet water obviously is quite powerful. Are piercings expensive? It all depends on who you go to or where you go. Like a lot of them go on by like how experienced they are. So like me, at the moment, it costs me sort of like 30 to 40 pounds to get a piercing done, but that's because my piercer Veronica's really good and I really trust her. But also it depends on where you go. Like in London prices are a little bit higher because like the renting of the building is going to be higher. Where I used to live back in Devon, my piercings were like 10 to 20 pounds and they were done under Blue Banana, but then that's because like Blue Banana isn't the best establishment to get piercings done. I've had no problems, but that's because my friend worked there, so I trusted her. And also it varies on what kind of piercing you're getting done. Like a lip piercing won't cost as much as your genitals, so like your belly button won't cost as much as like your top ear. If I'm scared of needles, any tips on how to do a piercing without freaking out? I think you have to remind yourself that it's a horrible experience, but it's giving you something that you really want. Now, piercings are painful. Like none of them are just a breeze. They all do hurt, but you kind of just have to remind yourself that yes, it's gonna suck for a little bit, but you're getting something that you really want, and it just depends on how much you really want it. If you honestly can't stand needles and you're freaking out too much, then maybe they're not for you. Stretch my earlobes to 10 millimeters, and after 5 years, I'm fed up and taking them out. The hole's not entirely closed. Do I get them stitched or not? I think it's 5 or 6 millimeters is like the limit you can go to without your ear like unshrinking back. Yeah, so 5 or 6 millimeters is like the maximum you can go. And then after that, you are gonna have some sort of surgery to get your earlobes back to the same. Should people with big noses get septum piercings? I mean, if you look to the side, I have quite a large schnoz myself and I have my septum pierced. I've also got obviously this side of a nostril done and I'm gonna get this side done as well. So just don't let the side of your nose determine if you get piercings or not. Would you like to be the first to get a new kind of piercing? No. I would never, like, if something's experimental or something's never been done before, I don't think I'm the kind of person to be like a guinea pig for it. Because I'd be that bitch that gets paralyzed or gets like decapitated or gets like blood poisoning. Like that's the kind of thing that would happen to me, so no. Why do you hate guns so much? Are you trying to trigger me? because they're horrendous. No, 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 no. Trot along, bitch. Seriously, they are horrendous for your ear. I've done a whole video about why piercing guns are horrendous. Go watch that video. Like, just no, 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 no. Are there any pros and cons for lip piercings? See, this is a funny one. I feel like with lip piercings, obviously you have to remember that they can potentially cause you like tooth erosion or gum erosion and stuff. So just be warned that that can be a potential thing. When you do get them done, make sure you do not play with it. Just leave them alone. This, like, it's so tempting that when you first get piercings, you like play with it and stuff and it's like, oh, this is cool, blah, blah, blah. You have to leave them alone. Just leave them alone or they won't heal, especially when it comes to your teeth one, because if you bite on it, chew it, play with it and stuff, like you are gonna like cause your teeth to be like your enamel's gonna come off. Also, when you do get them done, just remember that you're gonna have a long bar to start with, and as soon as you like it's healed enough to change that bar into something smaller, because when I used to have my labret pierced here, I kept the long bar in there for such a long time, and I was an idiot when I should have changed it, but I kept it in, and because of that reason, I like eroded some of my gum here, which is why I don't wear that piercing in anymore. Like sometimes I put it in for photos, and sometimes I put it in for like a video quickly. People always ask me as well, like, do I have any piercing regrets or any regrets when it comes to my piercings? And I would say that's probably one of them. Like not like doing that properly and actually like potentially damaging my teeth is a big like no-no for me, and I'm really annoyed at myself for doing that. How many piercings are your limit? So I don't really see myself having a specific limit. I don't think there's like, I never look at my ears and go like, I've got too many, or I never look at my face and go, I've got too many. And there's also ones that I do want like now. I guess like there are certain ones I do have now, like my nose piercings and stuff, that I always said to myself I'd never get, but like that didn't ever last. So I'm not 100% sure like how many more I'm gonna get or how many like more I would like. I don't know, it's just a process. How safe is it to get multiple piercings in one day, and what should the break between getting piercings be? So I don't know obviously the specific details of what the right number is. I've got like 2 done in the same day and it seems to be all right. The second one did hurt a lot more though, and I think that's because the adrenaline all sort of kicked in with the first one. So by the time the second one came about, it was a bit kind of like, oh, you've used all your adrenaline up. I would say 2 is probably the most you should probably get, because you gotta remember your body is trying to heal, and if you get more than 1, like you're sort of diluting your body's healing, if that makes any sense. See, taking this top one out is probably a bad idea, because now I've made it bleed and I've agitated it. But this one is just like, it's just being such a bitch, and I just don't know why. It's so frustrating. Like it is so frustrating. But this is the thing you've got to remember, like even me, like even after all this time, I know I've gone about how I know my body, which I do know my body, and this is a very rare, like a rare occasion for me. But like even me, like I still get problems with piercings and problems with this kind of stuff. So you have to be wary that even though people might have loads of piercings, like a lot of the time, they still have problems with them, and this one is just being a bitch and it will not heal. Just obviously bear that in mind that it doesn't matter how many piercings you get, you still got to go by the rules. And I want to say actually, just going on that note, a lot of the times when I do my piercing videos and my piercing FAQ videos, I say something about piercings. I always get a lot of people coming at me saying, this is wrong, gotta do it like this, what are you telling, like this is different, that's not right. And it's like, well, I never once proclaimed to be the expert of piercings. Like I'm not a trained piercer. Especially when it came to my last video, when it came to like how I clean my piercings and what I do, I had a lot of people say to me like, that's wrong, you shouldn't do it like that, or you need to do it like this. And it's like, go away. Like I know how my body is. Like I know what my body's like just stop telling me like what my body is and how I should be able to like change my bars and change this and stuff. I was like, go away, it's my body. I know how to do it myself. So I think I put everything back in the right place. I think you get to a stage now, a lot of people are like, don't you get confused when you take them out, like which ones go where? But like I just never take them out, so it kind of like I'm kind of forgetting now. I used to take them out for work all the time, so I'd always remember which one goes where. Now I can kind of remember, but a lot of them, because if they're like silver spikes, I'm a bit like, is it on this side or was it here? So if you do have any more questions regarding piercings, anything else you'd like to know, leave it down below and I can do another like Q&A-esque style piercing video. Also, if you want to follow me on my social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, there's a link in the description. Make sure you come and follow me all of them, because I love to chat to you guys through there. Massive shout out to Kelly and Stephanie, who are my top 2 patrons. I love you all so much. If you want to become a patron and help me do this full time everything, there's a link at the top as well. And I'll see you all very soon. Make sure you hit that like button. Please subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.